Hello there everyone, welcome along to the World Endurance Championship. Tonight we are here for round one at the absolutely famous, the absolutely classical Le Mans for an hour and a half of endurance GR3 racing here on Gran Turismo. So we've got currently there 6 teams lined up tonight of 2 drivers, a mixture of different manufacturers to bring you. Drivers have to use the soft, the hard, and the medium tyres during this hour and a half race. But if it does rain, then that rule goes out the window if you use the intermediates or the wets. So we've got a absolutely action-packed hour and a half. This race is going to have everything in it. It's going to be great action coming up. So if you haven't already, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, get that video shared out here because this is going to be action packed. So let's have a look at how the guys got on in qualifying. So in 11th place we had Swinney in the Lamborghini Huracan for SVR Racing, did a 4-minute 32.917. In 10th was Birkwood there for Lowlands Racing. In the McLaren, on his own tonight, so his teammate couldn't make the race, so he will just be performing on his own tonight. In 9th, we had Mike for LB Racing in the Porsche 911 GT3R, the 992, the new car on the block in Gran Turismo. How will it stack up against the other GR3s? So we've got Mike there in 9th place. Then in 8th, we've got Swinney Jr., the teammate for SVR Racing, again in the Huracan, getting himself in 8th place there in qualifying. 7th was Ryano in the Ferrari in the 296. I almost said the Porsche. In the 296 GT3, the other new GR3 car on the game for SLM Motorsport. And then we've got Rich there in 6th in the other team that are using the 992 for the other SLM Motorsport team. Then we've got Artful Dodger in the Mercedes GT3 for Racing Rivals, and his teammate Lino there in 4th in the other Mercedes. There's LBR Lewis in 3rd place in the 992 for LB Racing. Then there's Albono, Richard's teammate, in 2nd in the other 992. And on pole, it's 10th in the Ferrari 296, doing a 4-minute 2.429. What a phenomenal qualifying time there from 10th. So drivers score individual points. There's an individual drivers championship, and then there's a teams championship, which is the combined points from the 2 drivers. So don't go anywhere, let's get this action underway and get ourselves onto the starting grid for round 1 of the series. Right, so here we go, round 1 of the World Endurance Championship. Oh, we've got a couple of jump starts, a couple of people going really slow there, a little bit of bumping in the background, but we are off and underway for round 1. So taking the lead into the first corner, it looks like it is going to be Lino. So we'll just move our way up the boom. We've got Rich there in 3rd, Albono in 2nd. So great start from the SLM Porsche team as we get LB on the loose, going really wide there in the background. Everyone seems to be going in the right direction, but it is Lino here for Team Racing Rivals in the lead at the moment. Hour and a half race to come, so a lot of time for these drivers to make backup time. It's not going to be one on the first lap, that is definitely for sure. So Lino there in 1st, Albono there in 2nd, SLM Rich there in 3rd, so the 2 Porsches doing a cracking job there together. And then we've got 10th there in 4th, LBR Lewis in the new Porsche as well, in the 992 in 5th. And we've got Mike in 6th, his teammate just going past the SVR Racing team of Swinney Jr. there. He does have a half-second penalty. He's in 6th at the moment. Swinney Jr. there in the Lamborghini. listen to these cars coming down the straight is incredible. Alpha Dodger there in 8th in the other race of rivals car. And we've got Birkwood, he is on his own tonight, his teammate couldn't make it, but in the McLaren in 9th, Swinney in 10th in the other Lamborghini, and then currently in 11th we have Rihanna there in the Ferrari. So 10th teammate there, but it is in the lead at the moment. Look at this battle we've got out of the lead. Everyone thinks the hour and a half can be won in the first lap here, because we've got a four-way fight here at the front. It's Rich in the lead at the moment, followed by Lino, followed by 10th. Bono in the mix as well in 4th. And everyone getting a little bit sideways there, but everyone keeping it kind of together. A couple of people running a bit wide there in the background. So, tyre-wise, all drivers must use the soft, the medium and the hard during the hour and a half event. Only time that they don't have to use those tyres is if they come in and use either the inter or the wet. So if we do see any rain here and drivers decide to pit and use those tyres, then they don't have to use all the compulsory tyre compounds. Rich getting a little bit of gap here from the cars behind, as everyone going through there, and we're almost about just over halfway around now. I'd say it completed lap 1. So it's now Lino in 2nd, Albano there in 3rd. He's got a half-second penalty to serve. Then we've got LBR Lewis there in 4th. So making up one position, getting past 10th. There in 5th place. Artful Dodger in 6th for Racing Rivals. Got Mike just behind him. So drivers score team points and individual points, as Artful Dodger getting a half-second penalty there. As we get a move in the background, it's Mike and Swinney Jr. battling out, but it is Swinney who gets himself up into P7 in the Lamborghini. Phenomenal sounding car, that Lamborghini. So they are SVR Racing are currently 7th and 9th at the moment. Mike having a look there as Swinney goes a little bit wide. Cracking shot as those two come over the hill. So now the two Lambos are running in 8th and 9th place. Field starting to spread out a little bit after lap 1. Lookwood there in 10th in the Soul McLaren. For Lowlands Racing Team. And then Rihanna there in 11th. Rihanna is starting on hard, so it's aiming to get with the hard tyre early on in this race. The battle back at the front, it is still Rich out in the lead. Has spread out a little bit, the field has now. Rich negotiating the last chicane there and heading into the main braking zone at the end of the straight. Tricky corner. But negotiates it well. Lino there coming through. Lino has half-second penalty. Albano there coming through. Temp has got past LBR Lewis attempt up into 4th place in the Ferrari. Great to see everyone on the same bit of track. Another great shot. Camera guys have definitely been paid a great sum of money here to get these cracking shots. Temp doing a great job in the Ferrari. Now let's have a look on board in the new Porsche. So this is the view from the inside of the new Porsche and what it sounds like inside this 992. Cracking car they've added in. Everyone thinks it is going to get nerfed soon. Is it too strong? Well, we'll see. We'll see which manufacturer comes out in front in this race. And at the moment, the Porsche is currently running 1st, 3rd, and 5th in this race. Now, as we approach the 10-minute mark, or 8 minutes, which has gone past, fuel in Porsche has gone down just below a 3/4 of a tank. As everyone completes lap 2, let's jump back to a decent view. There we go. So it is currently Rich with the fastest lap of the race there. Great shots as they come through the Dunlop bridge. Swinney up to 6th now, getting himself past Artful Dodger. So making moves in the Lamborghini now. It does look like Artful Dodger's gonna fight that one back, going up the inside, gets the position back. Back up to 6th, Swinney down to 7th, Swinney Jr. in 8th, on the mediums starting off. Lockwood in 9th. Does look like we had a bit of a incident for Mike, because Mike has dropped down to 10th for the LB Racing team. And then Rayano, who has come into the pits. So Rayano, first driver to pits, get himself off the hard tyres, so he's got them out of the way now. Doesn't need to use them again during the race. So he is absolutely flying here. Now he's on the soft, so he'll be making ground back up to the cars in front. But it is still this man in the lead of the race. It is Rich. So Rich, followed by Lenio, followed by Temp. So Temp getting up into 3rd place there. Albono there in 4th. Hello, cameraman. LBR Lewis still in 5th, still on the back of this battle, but a little bit further back than the rest of them. As you can see how close the field is there. Dodger there, still in 6th, managed to keep that position from the Lamborghini. Lamborghini, very quick car on a straight line, but the Mercedes, no slouch in a straight line either. So, Artful Dodger being hunted down by the 2 SVR racing cars there. And he is losing the position there. Now Swinney will not be around the outside. So Swinney just tucking him back behind again. Swinney, ooh, a little bit of a kick through the gravel there. Looking for a way through. Right on the back there of the Racing Rivals car of Artful Dodger. Looks like it's got a nice toe out the corner. A good drive out there in the slipstream. Can he make the pass here? Looking around, seeing if he can make the move, but Artful Dodger putting the car in the right place and stopping any potential overtake there. Sweeney Jr. just sat behind this, watching what's going on in front. And potentially getting ready to pounce. Don't see anyone coming into the pit, so Buckwood's still in 9th place there. On the racing hards, so has some work to do on those. They are not the best tyre, but you do have to use them, and coming into the pits, so getting rid of those early doors. This is going to promote Mike up as Mike goes through. Gets the position and up into 9th place for Mike. A 4:05.940 for Mike there. Buckwood in the pits, his pit crew just waiting for him to arrive, so it is a long pit stop here at Le Mans. And arriving on into his box, getting the tyres changed. Looked a little bit slow there on the front right tyre. Now refuel him. Been a splash of fuel in, and out he goes again on the softs. In the lead of the race still, it is Rich. Now we do have a little battle again behind still. Rich going purple there. So on a purple lap, still fast lap of the race has gone to temp, a 4:02.334. Rich's fastest lap is a 4:02.339. You get a bit of a battle behind. Temp going on through on Lino, so Temp looking to get the race done, but doesn't get it done. He's going to come under pressure from Albono. Albono goes past the Temp, dropping down a position there, went for the move, couldn't get the move done, dropping down into 4th. So Rich absolutely blaring off in front here. And then you've got this gaggle of 3 cars behind, Linio, Albono and Temp. As there we go, Albono making the move on up. Albono purple as well. So at the moment it is a Porsche, an SLM Porsche 1-2. Three-way fight here, and 3 go into one corner. Temp on the inside, Lino on the inside, and they all get through. Lino running wide. Little bit of door banging there as Temp runs wide. And that's so Temp losing out on time there. As you say, Lino just moving around behind Albono. Now, the lights are coming on the cars, and we can see some weather is slowly moving in towards the track. So, possibility maybe of a shower here. Now, the weather is completely set to random, so not preset or anything like that. So none of the drivers know if it will rain, when it will rain, or anything like that, but they're told to be ready just in case. So Temp in 4th now. Last night was a 406. Looks like going for a move here or Linia as we get Swinney coming into the pits in 8th place. Temp making moves up the inside and getting that place done and moving himself up onto a podium spot. As the 4 of them come over through the Dunlop, under the Dunlop bridge. Temp now hunting down Albano in front. Linio in 4th. LBR Lewis is now on to the back of this. As we do have windscreen wipers are on the cars, so that must mean it was raining there on that part of the track. The wipers have stopped, but it does look like windscreen wipers are back on. So, yep, we can definitely see rain on the screen. So we have, rain has hit the track. So the rain is on the track. Now, are we going to see anyone coming in and changing the tyres here? Albano, half-second penalty, so Temp has gone past. So there is Temp now in 2nd. Into the braking zone for Temp. Doesn't look too tricky out there at the moment. Albano in 3rd now. Linio looks under pressure here from LBR Lewis. LBR Lewis is going what will be the inside at the end of the straight. Tucking back into the slipstream. Porsche, not the fastest car in a straight line. Into the braking zone. All of them making it through. A little bit of dust kicked up from Linio. Windscreen wipers have stopped there for the cars. Some of them at least. And they're starting again. So it looks like it is spotting the rain. It's not continuously going down everywhere on the track. You can see a little bit of moisture there. You can definitely see rain on this shot. So definitely heavier rain here. As LBR Lewis gets himself up into 4th place. So there is Rich out in front. He is miles in the lead at the moment. Linio moving down there. Artful Dodger is in P6 in the other Mercedes car for racing rivals. Swinney Jr. is in 7th. Mike is in 8th place. And then we've got Rihanna there in 9th. Birkwood in 10th. And we've got Swinney in 11th. Has come into the pits to change on to the medium tyre. But it is this man in the lead of the race at the moment, not coming into the pits, so thinks to get his tyres round for another lap. As we do get Temp coming into the pits, so Temp dropping himself into the pits. That promotes LBR Lewis up into 3rd place. Albano there in 2nd does have a half-second penalty. And then LBR Lewis in 3rd. That's Albano just running wide and going to the escape bit of road, and that's going to promote LBR Lewis up into 2nd. So Albano making the mistake. Now it's at this point in the race, it's a Porsche 123 as we lovely get flames out the exhaust there. So some guys in the pits at the moment. Albano staying out. Swinney Jr. now up to 4th. Artful Dodger in 5th. Ryano has got himself up to P6. Temp is just refueling. It's taken forever. It's taken an age. So is Linio refueling as well. Mike is in the pits as well, just getting the tyres changed. So Mike coming in. Mike changing the tyres. And getting that fuel put in. So it's going to take a little while to refuel that Porsche, get it back up to the desired fuel level. It's so painful when you're sat in the pits like this, just waiting. Still waiting. Takes forever. Almost at 100%. 100%. Full fuel, and Mike is out. Now, Mike out on another set of softs. There, but it is this man in the lead of the race still. At the moment, Rich comes up a nice gap, does Rich? No rain seems to be coming down now. As I say that, you can now hear rain and rain coming down. Bono has got himself past LBR Lewis here. Looks like used the slipstream down the straight. Rain light flashing on the back of the Porsche. Ooh, Albon getting a little bit out of shape there. It keeps it going in the right direction. And it's going to be a drag race between these two. And look at the rain coming down now. Definitely getting heavier, the rain is. Over the first moisture bar. So this indicates, oh, as we get Albon going wide in the background there, this is definitely indicating, look, you can see the raindrops actually hitting the tarmac now. So this is getting to the stage where it's wet enough for intermediates. But then, yet again, this part of the track, it's not raining. Still quite wet around here as the water seems to have already gone through here. But it is Rich here. Now, is Rich going to pit? His fuel is running low. And that is Rich coming into the pits. So he's in. Will LBR Lewis coming in? He's coming in as well. Albon's coming in. The rain's getting heavy. Are we going to see people pit for inters? Will we see Swinney come in? Swinney is staying out. So Swinney on the mediums thinks he can chance the treacherous conditions, not coming in for a change of tyres. Rich is just getting into his pit box now and getting the tyres changed. LBR Lewis just arriving now as well. Albon's just hit his mark as well. Artful Dodger has come into the pits. Ryano is coming into the pits as well. Now Temp did pit earlier. Temp on the hards. So Temp is going to move himself up to P2. There you go, moves up in second. Rich is just getting refueled now. So almost done for Rich, and that is done, and Rich is out and underway. Now look at the rain. Look at the rain in this part of the track. He's out on softs. Is this the right tyre to be out on? Albon's out on intermediates. Birkwood's got himself up to 4th in all of this. LBR Lewis has dropped to 7th, so that's how close the gap is between everyone. So we've got Birkwood on softs, we've got Albon on intermediates, LBR Lewis is out on softs, Linio's out on intermediates, a little bit worn down, so he must have been on them for a few laps. But it is going to be interesting to see, is it going to rain enough? It's right on the borderline. It's treacherous as it is. Let's go back up to the front of the field. And here's Swinney Jr. on the mediums. Into the braking zone. And oh, good straight on. What's happened there? He's gone off. He's gone straight on there. We had to get the camera angle to catch up. He's gone straight on there, so it must be treacherous there. He's all the way down as hasn't pitted. It looks like it's wet enough at this part of the track to actually be causing a problem. So have the guys that have gone at Inters done the right call. Temp's going to be the next car to arrive at this part of the track. He's on the hard tyre. Is he going to have the grip? Look at the spray. These guys are on slick tyres. Into the braking zone comes Temp. And he's gone straight on. So it must be too wet down here. Rich is coming in. Will Rich make it round the corner? There's Temp. Top spinning round. They've got a yellow flag now. Rich goes straight on. Bono is going to make it round because he's on the Inters. So Bono's making up 2 places here. Temp is sliding all over the place. Lino on the Inters makes it through. LBR Lewis makes it up into 5th. So he's managed to keep it going in a straight line. Lino, 3 seconds. He must have overtaken under a yellow flag then. So unfortunately, that must be the yellow flag that was out for Temp. Bono on the Inters has made it through here. Now look at this. Whoa! Swinney Jr. going around. It's definitely wet out there now. Bono making up time because he's on the Inters. So he's definitely on the right tyre at this point. Rich there on the softs in 3rd. Has Lino right behind. Lino's got that penalty. Temp in 5th now. Birkwood in 6th. LBR's dropping down to 7th, so had a bit of an off, I think, at the last corner. Dropping down to 7th. Swinney in 8th. Now, Swinney has engine damage. So I think Swinney has had a bit of a big incident. We will go back and see if we can find out what happened there to Swinney. Right, so we're on board with Swinney. Gonna have a look at his accident that caused the engine damage. So you can see the scraping of everything. You can see the cars in front as he comes up towards the braking zone. Hits the brakes, the car goes round and round, he goes off into the barrier, backwards across the line, boom! That is the engine damage. Well, that's what's going to cost him a lot of time. That's going to be a big repair job for him. As he limps, he's got to go around half the track to get himself back round into the pits. So an unfortunate incident there for the SVR racing driver. So getting caught out in the same corner that everyone else got caught out on. Rear end damage, rear wheel damage and engine damage. Going to be costing him massively. Artful Dodger there in 9th on the hard time. Mike out on the soft. Now Mike's had an instant trying to get going again. Mike's had an off there. He's got front aero damage. And then Ryano there in 11th. We've got Swinney coming into the pits. Now Bono will stay out on his Inters for sure. Linear there in 3rd on the Inters as well. Then it's Temp. So Temp's the front runner that's not on a wet weather tyre. So as said before, people that run the wet weather tyres, they don't need to use the hard compound, the medium compound, the soft tyre. They can literally use whatever they want now for the rest of the race. Rich getting himself up to 4th. Looks like the rain has settled down a bit now. LBR Lewis in 5th. Swinney now in the pits, just getting the refueling done. We'll see his teammates coming in if he's managed to limp it back round to the pits after that engine damage. And getting out and underway. Still looks very grey out there. Artful Dodger coming through in 7th now. from racing rival. Birkwood's in the pits and refueling. Swinney is into the pits. Hasn't made it back to the pit box yet. Here you go, limping the Lamborghini back. It's going to take a little while for them to sort out that engine issue. Changing the tyres. Refueling, and then they'll fix that engine issue. Mike into the pits. After that going off as well. But it's this man in the lead at the moment. He's on the inters. Definitely did a right call there, did Albano. He's gained up loads of time. You can see this part of the track is still quite damp. So Albano in the lead of the race. Half an hour mark just gone. Just under an hour left to go in this race. We are 1/3 of the way through. But it is Nino in second, but half-second penalty to Nino. Attempt there. LBR Lewis there. Oh, Rich going across. Oh, just misses. LBR Lewis. Rich getting all squirrely and out of shape there. So Rich dropping down to 5th now. Almost took LBR Lewis out there, but they avoided each other. It looks like it's brightening up now. So, is that the end of the rain? Great shot. Reminds me of that video of Charles Leclerc at Utah when the sun's setting. Just great shot that was there. So Rich now in 5th. Swinney Jr. in 6th on the inters. Arthur Dodger on the racing hard. So I definitely think we're getting to the point now where the slick tyre is going to be faster. Ryano there in 8th. Is Ryano making up some places there? Now in 8th place on the mediums. Birkwood in 9th. Half-second penalty for Birkwood. Swinney there in 10th. Repaired the engine and out and underway. And there's Mike, 3-second penalty for crossing the pit lane. That will be for Mike is on the inters. So I think Mike is coming to the pits and decided to abandon the tyre rules, come in, get himself on the inters, and then he can just go soft for the rest of the race. As we do towards the front, have someone in the pits. It's not Albano. Albano's staying out for another lap on the intermediates. Here is Temp, starting to be hunted down by LBR Lewis in 3rd. Obviously Temp on the hards, LBR Lewis on the soft tyre. Rich in 4th. Elinio in the pits, getting the tyres changed, getting off the inters and getting himself back on to some slick rubber for sure. Swinney going through there, half-second penalty for Swinney. So I think the drivers are picking up a couple of penalties here. Let's come through the Dunlop, under the Dunlop Bridge. Iconic part of the track. The sun's starting to set now as we move towards the 9th phase of the race. So if you've made it this far into the video, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. We got a lot of action going on here at LB Racing. We do weekly races. We've got this, the World Endurance Championship, that is done once per month. We will also have A bit of karting content coming up shortly. Karting season is about to start soon, so you'll have those videos on there as well. And also, we are doing a lot of charity races this year. We've had one already, beginning part of the year, that was for Mind, which in total, Mario, who's an admin here, raised £1,008 for Mind. So a massive shout out to Mario and all the effort he put in for that, and to the community making those donations up to, as I said, £1,008, which is phenomenal. We've got another one coming up on the 18th of April 2026, if you're watching this video way in the future. So we've got another one coming up 18th of April. That'll be a 6-hour endurance race, and that one will be for Tommy's Walk for Hope. And if you are interested at all in getting involved, head over to the link below to our Discord, join the server, and come and get involved with the guys and girls that will be racing. So Swinney here in 5th. Artful Dodger there in 6th. And we got Lino in 7th after coming in for the pit stop. Ryano in 8th. Birkwood in 9th. Swinney's in 10th. And Mike, after coming in, getting rid of the inters like we thought he is, back on the softs, down in 11th. Bono still in the lead of the race on these inters. Those inters are absolutely getting worn out now, because it's definitely not wet enough out there. Temp there in 2nd. LBR Lewis getting closer and closer behind Temp. Temp on the hard tyre, LBR Lewis on the soft. Look how close he's getting behind him now. It's Porsche versus Ferrari. The two newest GR3 cars in the game. Two great cars. Ferrari doesn't like riding curves, but is quite fast in a straight line. Porsche better over the curbs, but not as quick in a straight line. But LBR Lewis has got the slipstream. Looking to get the move done here. Right on the bumper. Right on the bumper of Temp there. Into the braking zone. Getting the power down to come underneath the Dunlop Bridge. Great side-by-side action from these two. It's like formation flying between them. That Ferrari is quick in a straight line. The Porsche, as I said, not as quick, but once you're in the slipstream, it will catch the Ferrari. Now they can see Albano in front, so they are catching up on the leader. At a rate of knots. Now here they go. LBR Lewis in the slipstream. Looks like he's doing the bump draft. Doing the bump draft, and then backing off into the braking zone so they don't have an incident. And then keeping himself nicely in contention in that slipstream. Will he go for a move into the big braking zone here? Moves to the inside, into the braking zone. Gets the move done and up into P2. Temp's going to fight it back. Temp is fighting it back on the exit. LBR Lewis having to go into the slipstream. So we go again. And all the time these guys are catching Albano, who's in the lead of the race. The sun's getting lower. Here goes LBR Lewis again, getting up that position and sliding around the corner. And up into second place. Getting the move done that time. Albano sliding all over the place there. His inters are gone. Absolutely burnt out. No wonder the guys behind are catching at such a rate of knots. I think he's gone a lap too long on the inters. As we slowly approach the halfway stage of the race. Oh, sideways there for Albano. Albano is off and through the gravel. That promotes LBR Lewis up into first and Temp up into second. Albano's tyres are completely gone, sliding all over the place. His teammate's going to come through. Here comes his teammate. Doesn't want to get in the way of his teammate. Want to get out of the way of your teammate. He's holding his teammate up. You don't want to be doing that. Your teammate's on faster tyres. You need to let him through. But he's going to come into the pits. That will free him up. Temp's into the pits as well. Get rid of his hard tyres. So Temp coming into the pits. LBR Lewis now. His personal best of the race. And away in first place. Rich now up into second. Temp in the pits in third at the moment. Albano in fourth coming in off the inters. Artful Dodger is in fifth. Linio there in sixth. Briano in seventh. Then we've got Birkwood in eighth. Swinney Jr. in ninth. Swinney in 10th. And Mike in P11. So we've got Rich there in second at the moment, just at a purple first sector there for Rich. So he's hot on the tails now of LBR Lewis. We've got Artful Dodger there up into third place now for the Artful Dodger. So moving on up there with the drivers coming in for pit stops there. And then we got Linio there in fourth place. So at the moment it's racing rivals in third and fourth, in a good place here, good position here. At the almost halfway stage of the race, starting at the darkening here at Le Mans. Riano there in fifth. Absolutely rinsing the Ferrari there for the first sector. Temp is out of the pits now on the mediums. So Temp coming through there in 6th place. Albano, after using the inters, coming out on the hard tyre, so doesn't need to be using the hard tyre. He could have got away with using the softs for the rest of the race because he has used the inters, but he is out on the hards. Great camera there of Albano's car. Birkwood there in 8th, being hunted down by Swinney Jr. So the Lambos are hunting again. We've got Swinney Jr. there in 9th and Swinney in 10th. And then we got Mike down in 11th. But he has used the inters, so he's just on soft strategy now. So just coming through under the Dunlop bridge and around, but it is his teammate still in the lead of the race. The wheel is just coming through and onto the back part of the track. Worn out softs, they're about halfway worn at this stage. So quite worn out, making it interesting for LBR Lewis. thoughts for the cameraman as the lights are starting to get low here at the Mom. So I definitely reckon the end of the race will be in darkness. Oh, LBR is running a bit wide there. That could be a penalty. There we go. Half-second penalty there. Go around to complete another lap. Basically almost a 4-minute time dead. There's Rich in the background, not too far behind. Rich to the 404.682 on that lap. And now Rich coming under the Donald Bridge. Look at that fresh throttle by the cameraman. That is phenomenal. Love to see as the lights are starting to get low on the track. Purple first sector for Rich, keeps on setting them. Lino still in third in the Mercedes. Just so aggressive this car does. Another great shot as he comes through there. Cameraman is earning his money today. Oh, as we get Arthur Dodger coming through there as well. His teammate. There's Rayano coming through. Hot on the tails in the Ferrari. There's Temp just coming on through as well. There's Albano in 7th. And it is Swinny Jr. has got past Burkwood. And then we've got a little battle in the background between Burkwood and Swinny. So the lone Lowlands racing car there, the McLaren, being hunted down by the Lamborghini. Fourth team SVR Racing. Now are we going to see a change ball position here? Early slipstream engaged. Didn't quite get there yet. Let's see if we can get the slipstream engaged this time around. And there we go, it's Swinny now up into P9. Get the move done. But are we going to see Burkwood fight this one back? We are. Burkwood does have a half-second penalty. Fought it back, but didn't gain up the place. Swinny there. In 9th. So that's both of them now past the McLaren. And away they go, full lights now on the cars. Look at that moving around, trying to break the toe. That's the best sector at this point. It's going to be another drag race here. As we do see LBR Lewis coming into the pits from first place. Only used the softs if one's race, and Rich is coming in as well. Only used the softs as well. So Burkwood and Temp also have a penalty just at this point. Here is Mike in 11th. So at this stage, LBR Racing are 1st and 11th. So LBR is getting refueled, just sitting there patiently. It's going to take a long time to refuel this. Rich is in as well, he's getting refueled. Linio's in the pits, just coming in now. So is Artful Dodger. So where is Temp going to go? Ryan's in the pits as well. Where's Temp going to go? Temp goes through. And that's Temp out and in the lead of the race on the mediums. As Albert Lewis just leaving the pits. So dropping down to 2nd. As night time is definitely ascending here. It is Temp in the lead now. And those medium tyres, get yourself out. Setting purple first sectors as well on the mediums. Albiolo's in the hunt has gone onto the medium tyres. Albono half-second penalty on the hard tyres. And there's his teammate Rich. Now Rich is out on the soft tyres. Rich hasn't used the inter tyre, so he needs to remember to use all of the tyre compounds. Otherwise that will be a penalty coming his way at the end of the race. So out on another set of softs. This is promoted Swinney Jr. up to 5th now. And his teammate up into 6th. Oakwood's got himself up to 7th after everyone's pit stops. Lenio dropping down to 8th. 3-second penalty for cut the pit lane. So that's going to cost him a bit of time here. Artful Dodger coming out in 9th. To a fresh set of mediums. And then we've got Rayano down in 10th now after his pit stop. Ooh, going a bit deep there. Just managing to get it through there. And there is Mike half-second penalty to serve. But not too far off the back of the pack now. It is this man in the lead of the race at the moment. It is Temp. You can just see LBR loose in the background there, so not too far behind. Within touching distance. And in the background, we've got Rich just going past Albono. Albono serving that penalty, and Rich getting past. So the two teammates right next to each other on track. 3rd and 4th. This would be enough if it stayed like this to take the lead in the Teams Championship. Remember, drivers are scoring for themselves, but also for the team as well. So this would be enough to give them the lead in the Teams Championship. But Rich has not used the required compounds yet, so he needs to at least make 2 more stops One for the medium and then one for the hards. So Swinney going on through, Swinney Junior, sorry, going on through in 5th. Swinney coming into the pit, very low on fuel, only 4% remaining. Look there coming in, only 10% fuel remaining for him. This will promote Linio up. A couple of positions here coming his way. Get him back up to P6. As he goes under the gantry there. Up into P6. His teammate Artful Dodger coming through, getting himself up to 7th. Ryanu getting up to 8th. Swinney just ending his refueling. Buckwood just refueling. And Mike just entering the pits. As we are now only 3 minutes off the 1 hour mark. 10 laps remaining, so it is a 23 lap race. This race, just to ensure that there is enough time for drivers to finish their last lap. With it being a 4-minute lap time here. And now Mike will begin his long refueling. Again, it took a long time to get that thing back up to 100%. Out in the lead, it's still Temp. Lovely seeing the flames coming from the back of that Ferrari. Definitely getting dark out there now. This race has had it all. We've had glorious sunshine, we've had absolute torrential showers, and absolute pitch darkness. Let's have a look from Rich's point of view. This is what Rich is seeing from his exact eye line. So he can see a lot more than what we can see outside of the car. He's got those headlights. This is what the view is like for Temp. Onboard OBR Lewis, obviously got the yellow lights on before. And then all the Rich, also in the Porsche. Our bottom one then the Porsche, and then the next car down is the Lamborghini of Swinney. This is what Swinney is seeing inside this cockpit. Definitely catch up to the back of our bonnet here. And we've got Linio in the Mercedes. Dodger in the Mercedes as well. And then we've got Ryano's coming up next. Ryano just got past off the Dodger. So there is Ryano. Another view from the inside of the Ferrari. And now back to our Dodger. Inside of Buckwood's McLaren. Swinney's Lamborghini. And then Mike's Porsche 992. Let's jump back to Temp. So, Temp now on lap 15, so we've now crossed over into the 1 hour hour and 1 minute mark coming up as of now. So that is 29 minutes remaining. For 8 laps. See the stars there up in the night sky. Alveolo's half-second penalty. Rich not too far down the road. Is on the soft tyre still. Look at that, we can see 3 cars out all coming down straight at the same time. Porsche absolutely screams. So if you haven't already, please hit the like button on the video and give it a share. Share it on out there. Get some of the people watching the series. Obviously, this is just round 1. We're going to have 1 round to bring you every month of the year, all the way through to the final round, which is in December. As the cars come on through, still a bunch together. This is quite a battle here, for second all the way down to probably 6th, 7th, around that. So Bono's not too far behind. And Swinny Jr. definitely catching up on our Bono in that Lambo. And then Lino's a bit further back. So there's a battle for 6th, 7th and 8th. Room between Lino, Briano and Arkle Dodger. And then Birkwood down in 9th. Swinny in 10th, now out on the hard tyres, getting his hard tyre run out of the way. And then obviously Mike is just softening it to the end now. It's getting very, very dark out here now. You can barely see the cars on track now. As we get Bono coming into the pits, getting rid of his hard tyres. I can confirm there is a Ferrari there somewhere. Great shot of the glowing discs there on the Ferrari. Likewise, there is a Porsche there somewhere. There's actually 2 Porsches there. Because Rich is getting nice and close now to Alveolo Lewis. Rich definitely using the soft tyres to his advantage to get nice and close. And it looks like we're going to have a fight on our hands here. Elbiolo's got the inside. We'll fight this one all the way. Rich, though, on the sticky tyre. There's a drag race. Rich has got the position. Elbiolo's slotting in. Porsche versus Porsche. And Elbiolo's getting back up the position into second. Fighting this one back. Rich on the outside, there we go, and Rich through. And that is now Rich up into second place. As we see Temp coming into the pits, so this will be Rich taking the lead of the race. Temp's pit crew getting out and into the pits, get ready for him. Rich will get himself now up into first place. And there he goes, moving on up. So does LBR Lewis. Here comes Rich under the Dunlop Bridge. There's LBR Lewis coming through in second. Temp is just getting his refueling done in the pits. Swinney Jr. is just coming in the Lambo. On a bit of a late charge, well, I say late charge, last half an hour charge here for the Lamborghini or SVR Racing of Swinney Jr. Will this give Lingo the opportunity to move on up? It does. Lingo now moves up to fourth. Temp just coming up a bit. So Temp just getting out in front of that little bit of traffic that's coming through. That could be crucial for Temp. Because there is his teammate. There is Ryan. And there's Alpha Project just coming through. Got Albano right behind, so we're going to have a little bit of a battle here between the Mercedes and Porsche. Swinney Jr. not too far behind this battle as well. So another contention here for some good points. Just come out after his pit stop. And Birkwood there in 9th. Swinney in 10th. On hard tyres still. And Mike on the softs, gaining ground is Mike. Took the pain earlier on with a lot of early pit stops so he can run the intermediate tyres and get rid of them really quickly. And now he's softening it all the way to the end. But it is Rich, still out in the lead on the soft tyres. He's only got 20 minutes left in the race. He needs to use 2 compounds. Otherwise, all of this good work is going to be undone for Rich. Good consistent times from Rich. A little bit down on this lap. But still consistent. Oh, yellows on the mediums. And that is Rich into the pit. So will we see Rich now using the medium and the hard compound? As we got the favourite shot on the track here again. Ooh, a little bit of a skip through the gloss there. Again, a 1 second penalty for it for good measure. Temp is back up into second. And then Linio not too far behind here in the Mercedes. A good stint here for Linio. Ryanu just come through in fourth. And Temp come through. Now Temp is back out on the soft, so it looks like it's going to have to be a real late call for tyres, or it's going to be a penalty. This could make it interesting. He's on shot for podium here, if not the win. Alpha Dodger there in 6th, still with Albano just behind in 7th. So there's Albano in 7th. And we've got Swinny Jr. there in 8th. Only recently pitted, so we'll make up a lot of places, I think, when everyone else comes into pit. Lamborghini absolutely bellowing out his engine there. A bit of a freeway fight coming up here. The Lamborghini getting closer and closer. Getting closer. Here we go. We're going to get some action here. First on his list is the Porsche. Move the out. Has he got a straight line speed? He's got to go on the outside here. Still not managed to get past him. They're still just tucked in behind. And Elganos is in the pits to get rid of his medium tyres. go, there's Swinny Jr. getting the place. And up into 7th, next down the road for him, Artful Dodger. So Abono dropping down into 8th, Birkwood in 9th. Mike has got himself up into 10th, but will need to pit soon to get quite low on fuel. And that is Swinny there in 11th. After the Temp has retaken the lead of the race. So he is on lap 19. There is 4 laps remaining in the race. Rich in 2nd. Mobiolus is out and on the hard tyre, so that's him rounding off his required tyre compound. We've got Swinny Jr. now back up to P4. Could be on for the podium, especially if Rich doesn't use the tyre compound and gets self-penalty. Bono in 5th now. Birkwood up to 6th. Does have Lenio not too far behind. Ranu is in 8th. Artful Dodger is in the pits. Well, just coming out of the pits. And as we said, we've got Mike just coming into the pits. So this is going to promote Swinny back up the place. Swinny goes up in 5th. Getting past 7th penalty. Moving himself up to 10th. Mike just at the refueling stage now. So this is going to be his last stop, so he might not need to take a full tank of fuel here. There we go, 91%. And out the pits for Mike. Just coming through to go under the Dunlop Bridge. There we go, our favourite shot is back. But still this man in 1st at the moment. I think he's got enough to go all the way to the end of the race. He doesn't need to pit again. There is Rich. Not too far behind. Does need to make 2 pit stops. This hasn't used his required tyres, so that will be investigated after the race. Fastest lap of the race at the moment is with Temp a 4 minute and 2 second .334. So that'll get him the point for the fastest lap. And here goes Aviola's on the hard tyre. Still a podium position. Swinny not too far behind. Swinny on the medium, so on a faster tyre. Are we going to see a late charge on the Lamborghini? Approaching 3 laps remaining in the race. But here he comes on through to to finish off that, that is a small best lap for him as well, a 4:04.084. So if you are new to the channel as well, please check out the series that we have going on Monday nights. Currently, at the moment of this one, we are in season 2, but by the time we get to round 2 of this, we will have announced season 3, which is starting on the 18th of April, that is 2026, just in case anyone's watching this on Dave, if anyone remembers that old Top Gear line that he used to say, obviously because all the repeats of Top Gear used to be on Dave when it was Dave back in the day. Share my age here to everyone. Swinny on late charge. On the mediums, doesn't need to pit again. He's going all the way to the end of the race. It is this man at the moment. I think he's the one to watch on track at the moment. Another personal best first sector. Imagine screaming, he's catching up to Obiar Lewis. He is catching up. Definitely think this is the guy to watch on track at the moment. Late charge. Obiar Lewis has gone off. Obiar Lewis has gone off. Half-second penalty. And that has cost him the podium. As it stands at the moment, unless Rich does get the penalty, that's dropped him down to 4th. Those hard tyres not giving the grip that he needed there. Swinney getting the position up into 3rd place. Said the charging Lambo, the one to watch. Albano, not too far behind as well for Albano. Does have a half-second penalty to take as well. There is Lino in the Mercedes for Racing Rivals. 6th place for him. Currently, as it stands, may need to pit again. Might have enough tyres to finish the race. Ryano on the softs. Definitely has enough to get to the end of the race. Goes Ryano. Alpha Dodger in 8th for the other Racing Rivals car. And then Wood there in 9th in the Soul McLaren. Swinney there in 10th. Still on his hard tyres, but I think we did see the lights in the background of Mike not too far behind on the softs. So will we see a late charge for Mike? But it's still this man in the lead. 2 laps remaining after this lap. He hasn't really put a foot wrong tonight. Really has he? Let's be honest, he's not really put a foot wrong. So, pending a really big accident here, I think Temper's got this one in the bag. Rich is on a late charge. Obviously, he is on the soft tyre. So, he will be called to the stewards after the race for not using the correct compounds. The charging Lamborghini or Swinny. He could be on for a P2 finish here if the penalty applied to Rich is severe enough. I'll be honest, another 5-second penalty, not liking these hard tyres. Down in fourth. Albano not too far behind on the hard tyre. Not got much fuel left. So that could really cost him here. It could be the fuel that's going to cost Albano. Really needs to think about trying to eke that out to get him to the end of the race. Not too far behind in that Mercedes. Look at the moon there in the background. The glow of this. It goes through one of the hard braking points on the circuit. And here comes Ryan. We will see the glowing discs on the Ferrari into the braking zone, and yes, we will. As he powers off into the darkness. Here comes up for Georgia, another Mercedes. Will we see the discs glow on this one? Spitting out flames as he goes on through, and then the glow of the discs on the McLaren, not too far behind. Swinny there in the Lamborghini in 10th. With Mike not too far behind, we can see the brake lights there of the Lamborghini. So Mike on a late charge, trying to get himself out of place. It's worth a point. But he is 10th on lap 22. Ridge is getting closer and closer. Oh, 10. Down the straight. He's only going to do it this time, and one more after this, and he will take the round 1 victory. Rich getting closer. Second penalty for Rich. He's pushing hard. He's pushing super hard. He's getting closer and closer to 10. Swinny the Lamborghini. I think if this race went on longer, I'll put money on Swinny here. He's been great in the second half of the race. You can barely see his car, but there we go, you can see it before. And there's going to be another car, you can barely see. It's so dark on the circuit now. Bono in 5th. I don't think he's going to have enough fuel. I think he is going to run out of fuel. Lino getting closer and closer. Because I think Bono is having a fuel save massively. Right, Anu there in 7th. He's quite close as well to this battle in front. Alpha Dodger in 8th. With Bergwood there in 9th. Mike has got himself a position. He's in P10 now. To the personal best in the last lap as well. 4.594 for Mike. And Swinley at half-second penalty for Swinley. Those hard tyres just aren't giving anyone the grip that's on them. We saw LBR struggling on them. We're seeing Swinley struggle on them as well. So, as we see Temp coming round onto the start-finish straight, he will start the final lap of the race. So he is underway on his last lap. The final lap board is out. He will easily have enough tyres and enough fuel to get himself to the end. Here comes Rich. He will have enough fuel, but he's still on the softs. He's definitely going to the stewards when this race is over. There is Swinny. He's on his last lap as well. Driven a phenomenal race so far. Definitely enough tyres and enough fuel to get him to the end of the race. LBR Lewis coming through as well. Struggled on the hards here on this race, sliding around everywhere. And Lino is now out on his final lap in 5th, so has got past Albono. So Albono, he's on low fuel. He's got 1.5 seconds worth of penalties. Is he going to have enough fuel, or is he going to run out towards the end of this race? We will find out in the next 4 minutes or so. Hanu is on his last lap in P7. Alpha Dodger, he's on his last lap now in 8th with but not too far behind in 9th. So these guys are all on their final laps. Bergwood in 9th. And we've got Mike in 10th, just coming into the last part. You can see the Ferris wheel in the background. And Mike coming on through to start his final lap. Personal best for Mike. 404.321. And we get Swinny just coming on through to start his final lap. It is this man. He's literally got about a minute of track left to do. So we will stay on board with him. He's getting low on fuel. He's got Rich not too far behind him, but he's not really. We have seen him go off when it did rain earlier on. He's not really put a foot wrong tonight. He is one of those that we do class in the alien category. just get the job done, gets in the car and drives it well. And super fast in the process. As he navigates these last few corners, all he's got now is a couple of S's to come up. The first one coming up now. Navigates this one well, good use of curb. And the last one, the harder braking zone, and then it's just a punt for the line. And that is round 1 of the World Endurance Championship going to 10th. Rich will take second, but we'll be going to the stewards afterwards for Rich, as we do have the lovely checkered flag being waved in the background there. It will be Swinney coming through in third. Will he get promoted though? Is enough for a podium on his first race out in the series as well. LBR Lewis, he was in the lead for part of this race. He was looking good for a podium, but just couldn't get the hard tyres to work. He crosses the line in fourth. Could maybe get promoted up to the podium if Rich's penalty is severe enough, if he gets a penalty. Then we've got Linio just coming through. Just coming around the last corner. Linio will come through in fifth. Then it is Ryano coming through in sixth. Next up, there's Albano, but he's out of fuel. He's slowing down massively, so it's Arthur Dodger going through. Arthur Dodger has gone through into seventh. 2 corners before the end, and Albano's run out of fuel. Arthur Dodger takes seventh. Birkwood takes eighth. Albano will just cross the line in ninth. So he manages to get through. He's out of fuel. So it doesn't look like it's going to be a happy ending to the race for the Porsche SLM team. Because they've got one driver going to the stewards and one driver losing 2 positions on the last couple of corners for running out of fuel. So we will see after the race what happens with them. Mike is now coming through to take the last couple of corners. Had some problems earlier on, but has recovered well to get himself 10th place. Crossing the line is Mike. And Mike crossing the line. And then it will be just Swinney to cross the line now. He's just got the last couple of corners to do. Had that massive accident earlier on that we saw. And struggled on the hard tyres. It's Swinney to cross the line and take a left. Oh, I say cross the line, take a left. He spun it on the last corner. Wow, what a fantastic race there for round 1 of the series. Let's go and have a look at what that has done to the points tables after round 1 here at Le Mans. So Rich is unfortunately in last place. He did get the penalty for not using the correct tyre compounds. Swinney in 10th, Mike 9th, Albano in 8th, Birkwood 7th, Artful Dodger in 6th, Ryanu in 5th, Linio in 4th, LBR Lewis in 3rd, Swinney Jr. in 2nd, and 10th in the first place spot with the fastest lap. Obviously, it is only round 1. The drivers will get a drop round during the series. So we will obviously keep an eye on what happens at round 2 in... That will be up in April. But we are here for the team standings now, which we have in bottom Lowlands Racing. Obviously only one car on track tonight. Then we've got SLM Team A there in 5th, LBR Racing in 4th, Racing Rivals 3rd, and then we've got SVR there in second, with SLM Team B in first. Very, very close between second and fourth there, only separated by 2 points. Again, the teams will get a drop round of their worst scoring round as a team. Well, it's going to be a tight one. It's definitely going to be close as the season goes on. I think we also may have another team joining as well. Obviously, their drop round would have been round 1, but we will see later on. So next round coming up in March at Brands Hatch. Thank you everyone so much for joining us here tonight for round 1. As I said before, if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel and hit the like button. Also, have a look at these videos that are on your screen right now. If you haven't watched them already, you can go and watch the LB Racing series. It's live every Monday night on this channel with some fantastic racing, with a lot of drivers involved. But we will be back next month for another round of the World Endurance Championship. Enjoy your evening.